All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Champion Spotlight. So today I have a very special friend and guest, Michelle Tumolo. She is a Team USA women's lacrosse player and world champion. She is also the head coach for the women's lacrosse program at Wagner, and she's starting this brand new venture called MT35. She's going to share a little bit. I know we got the shirts to rep today, but she'll share a little bit. She'll share a little bit with you guys on what that is and just her whole mindset behind everything. So Michelle, thank you again. You're one of my faves to have on all my shows. Later on, we'll put a little thing on her vodcast too that we talked a little bit about her knee injury, so you guys can check that out as well. Get to know her a little bit more. But yeah, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'm excited to chat today and yeah, just get this going. But thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit, just, it doesn't have to be super long, but just a brief little bit about what you do, what you're doing now, a little bit about your brand?
Yeah, of course. So I've been lucky enough to be on the U.S. team for about 10 years now, I think it's been. And it's been such an amazing experience. I think I've talked about it before, just starting lacrosse in high school and just having a dream of being this athlete that I never thought would come to light, and now it is. So it's really cool to look back now and see that I'm a head coach. I'm on the U.S. team. I'm currently playing for the WPLL Pride. I haven't been able to play with them yet because of the season getting canceled this summer, but currently with them, and then the head coach of Wagner College, and I couldn't be more proud to lead that team. But yeah, it's just been, it's been a unique time for all of us Laxers, but everyone in the world. And I think that for me, I've never really had this time to really sit down and have like me time in a way.
Right.
And as sad as season was, I've kind of found a silver lining in it all, and we'll talk more about that with MT35, but that's kind of where I've finally had time to sit down and really think about what I wanted it to be. Because I didn't just want it to be a lacrosse brand. I wanted it to be bigger than itself, and I always feel like we have such a unique platform with being where we are in lacrosse. So I wanted to make sure it came out right, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Yeah. And I know here in Florida, like we're talking before this, and, we're trying to do what we can for the Laxers out here and keep them moving. But, I know up north it's a little bit different because you guys are just like starting to open things up a little bit. So
yeah, I think it's like opening, but then they're seeing places like Florida and they're like, yeah, that's why we didn't open. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had some not so great things happen this week that they're like, yeah, maybe that was a little too fast.
Yeah.
But but good thing is if you're staying safe and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're gonna be okay. So
exactly.
Anyway, back to you. Yeah. Back to you and your brand. So can you tell me a little bit, like how it happened, the mission behind it, what you want coming out of this?
Yeah. So like I've said, I've always wanted to do like an MT35 brand. I also didn't want it to just be lacrosse, like running clinics and that stuff. Obviously that stuff will come, but I've always reflected on myself as a human being, right? Because we're all so unique. And I think it's awesome in sports that you have so many unique individuals with different backgrounds and opinions and, different things that, we just grew up in different mindsets and all that stuff, all becoming to be on one team. So it's been really, really cool to think about my perspective and being an LGBTQ plus member, part of that community. I've just been so proud of it. And I feel like I haven't been able to share it. I've always just been myself, and I've been myself on Instagram, and I've always talked about it. But I finally got to like really attach it to my, the MT35 with the rainbow. And now it's like kind of something bigger than just seeing a logo, right? It means like being your most authentic self, whatever that may be, and then being like the best person and Laxer you could be as well. So it's kind of like the behind the scenes of what kind of I wanted to do. And I also wanted to give back with it. So that's where, I was working with USL about the inclusion, scholarship. So that was like perfect timing. And then I'll continue to give back and give proceeds to LGBTQ nonprofits and like GLAD and the LGBTQ of New York City and all that stuff. So I just want it to constantly be something that I'm giving back, but also using my platform to talk about things of that nature, because I don't think in our sport we have many people that do that, which is not a problem, but I just think it needs to be talked about more. So
yeah, and I think, during this month, especially for those of you that don't know, which I hope you know by now, it's Pride Month. So that's one of the reasons why we're trying to get, Michelle on here and get her stuff out quickly. But, I think that especially for the people that aren't really versed in lacrosse, you have done a lot as far as the LGBTQ plus platform goes. And you've even done a few, recently, especially this month, a lot of write-ups, a lot of conversations. So
yeah, I feel like there's been so many. I'm like, I hope no one's sick of me. I'm like constantly talking about it, but I've gotten plenty. I've gotten a lot of great feedback. Like but it is needed. We don't talk about that much. And I think that it is awesome, but you're right. I have had a lot of opportunity to be able to do so.
That's good. That's good though. So can you, with your brand, is there anything else that you've kind of brought onto it? I mean, like you said, you're trying to bring more, to the LGBTQ plus, but is this also like, hey, just be who you are kind of brand?
Like, kind of it. There's definitely more things as I go that I want to incorporate. And I think I'm still learning and wanting to just do the right thing, right? I just don't want to do everything because I want it to be authentic. And I think that's why I've taken so much time with it. And, but yeah, it is like my mantra, like that on the website it says, thank you for being you, because what you are is important. And, who you are is Megan Braun, right? That's how you say it.
Brown. Yeah.
It's Brown.
It is. Yeah. It's pronounced Brown. It's German. Everyone says it Braun. No worries.
Good thing I just said that. Okay. So who you are is Megan Braun. Like, that's who you are. And I want you to feel that way and comfortable in your own skin and in your own shoes, because that's important. And people will look at you as a leader in that unique way. Because I do think in lacrosse, and I hope this doesn't come off, but like being a lacrosse coach, a lot of people feel like they need to be this face, right? And it's just because of the nature of the job, right? You don't want to lose your job. You want to make people like you. You want to win. You want to do all this stuff. But like, sometimes it's greater than winning. And I always think that being the most authentic your players are going to respect you for so much more. And then being LGBTQ plus is like, that's who I am. And that's who I'm most proud of. That is like my most proud thing. And I think I've showed that to people, so they have no other choice but to love me for who I am.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's great, like your teammates, Team USA, people, they're, posting about you and all your cool stuff all the time, but just kind of that give and take, having literally, you guys have that champion's mindset when it comes to, promoting each other, lifting each other up, sharing everything, and just making sure that all of you are just like being the best yous that you can be.
It's been amazing. And it's especially that, like, right, Taylor Cummings is different than I am, but we are very close, and we have that championship mindset, and that's why we get along, and we realize that we stand up for the things that we believe in, but we're also different, and we celebrate those things. Like Taylor's really good at running. She's really good at working out. Like, I love that. She's like,
she's running all the time.
Because I'm like, I'm good, but obviously I have to work hard to be on the US team and be who I want to be with lacrosse. But like, I just think it's so cool, and that we all have been in different, been on different teams, and now we're like best friends and family members. So I agree, like, we're celebrating everyone's, uniqueness is just the best part.
Yeah. And definitely, throughout all this time of diversity and people understanding and inclusion and equality, we definitely need to start building each other up and making sure that anyone that's doing something awesome, you're like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's get some promotion going. And that's a big reason why I wanted you on here, for sure.
Yeah. And just to touch on that again, sorry, just bringing up things in my mind, like the webinars we've been doing for USL, like that is something that hasn't been like feasible for people because it hasn't been an option. And now, like, there's parents on there's people, like, even just to learn, like what I'm doing for, the African-American community, like learning, like that's the same thing that people can do for the LGBTQ community. And I think it's so important in our world right now to just learn and listen from people. And then stand up for what you believe in and support and just amplify those voices. So I think it's awesome that we get those platforms to just have parents be able to listen, because they might have a gay kid and they don't know how to maybe handle it or talk to them. So sorry, just thought of that.
No, that's good. So are there any last words of, encouragement or, a little bit of your mindset motivation that you want to share with our audience today?
Yeah, I think sports are amazing, right? You, like I said in that one article, like I went to the sports field to like express myself. And that is who I was. Like I was a tomboy. I would love to just go show off on the field and then make sure that I was being me off the field too as well. And that took some time for me to, really identify, right? Because it's not like you wake up one day. It's like a process sometimes, at least for some people it was for me.
Yeah.
So just like find you, and it doesn't matter when it is. Like you don't have to realize it when you're young because you grow and there's different things that you experience. Like for example, my girlfriend, my fiance, now fiance, she's never dated a girl in her life, and it's not that she's been waiting for that her whole life. It's just the moment that she met me, it was like that is who you're supposed to be with, and that is in her 27th year of her life. So just go out there, live your life freely. Don't worry about things that are so like out of reach. Just control what you can control and just be authentic and just be the most you. That's the biggest thing is just being the most you and finding what makes you happy and sticking with those things, but also go out of your comfort zone to maybe support someone you have never supported and learn and listen, because life is way too short to not be authentic.
Awesome. Great words from a great person. Can you tell everyone how to reach out to you or how to get in contact with you, how to follow you, all that good stuff?
Yes. So M Tumolo, Tumolo 35, Twitter and Instagram, and then my email is that just plus Gmail. And then mtumolo35.com is my new website. T-shirts are sold out as of right now, but I'm working on expanding all types of apparel. We'll get some hats, we'll get some all the above. So working on that right now, so people have a ton of options to get their MT35, and then I will be giving back to different types of LGBTQ plus nonprofits.
Awesome. So once you guys get a chance, make sure you check out her Instagram. Look at all of the awesome articles that she's written. I know they're all on her Instagram and Twitter as well. So, and if you can't find things, please reach out to me. I know how to get a hold of her too. So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Have a great day. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.